Well, good evening. I'm Robert A. Wilson with Cowboy Wisdom Hypnoacuity, presenting 3 ways I broke the remote control of outside sources, expansion R's. Now we break the remote control of outside sources and move our life forward in a better way. Ever since the day we were born, we took our first breath, outside control began controlling us. From our parents, through the schoolyard, through everything. And then we just become used to being controlled by outside sources. So we just kept doing it. And now we listen and being controlled by outside sources. We look for people to tell us what to do, how to do it. And then we become ingrained and never began to take not charge of your life, but not control either, but to facilitate and participate in our daily lives. And that began ingraining subconscious representations that we looked outside ourselves to live our life. And that is a set up system in life because it's been subconsciously ingrained in us all since the beginning of time. Then we ingrain our parents' subconscious and our circle of friends and everybody that we come in contact with in the first 3 to 5 years of our life. We ingrain all of that because our subconscious mind takes in an ungodly amount of things where our conscious mind can do 5 to 7 things per second, 3 to 5 to 7 things per second. And we just become engulfed with it. Then we got our ancestors' aggression, survival mode, and whatever they are. And everybody is going to have their own unique subconscious mind because your subconscious mind is unique to you. And that's why there's 8.5 billion people in the world, 8.5 billion unique subconscious minds. But we also have unique talents to expand the world out of all the turmoil that we've been engulfed with since I was born. And as I opened up to this and I started understanding my circle of friends, family, daily activities, community encounters, events, experience, school events, they're all a circle of influence, but they all are embedded in my subconscious mind. And then we're taught in school from our parents and society to fit into society's ways. And then we become controlled by outside sources again. We have been controlled by outside sources since the beginning of time, basically. From the school system, college education, bosses, owning your own business, you're controlled by outside sources. You're controlled by your customers and clients. So we really are going to break the remote control today and open up to facilitate and participate in our daily lives with listening, wisdom, innovation, and talent. And however, the school year's embedded situation, like me, I now realize I had some really severe dysregulation when it comes to schools because I was never the smart one, or I never got along, and teachers, they kind of had a habit back when I was going to school to pick on people, trying to embarrass people. Well, when you embarrass a kid at a certain age, that's an embedded, that's a subconscious embedded fear or representation. And, that's fine, but all you have to do is admit it's in there. But a lot of people have scars from the school system, and I was one of them. So I'm here, we're going to break the remote control of the school system right now. Here we go. There, we just broke the school system. By knowing, so, and all your thinking and knowing and memory mind, being afraid of your abilities, that comes from outside sources by saying, like kids, when parents say they're stupid, and you can't do this, you can't do that. Because we're not all athletes like Michael Jordan, Larry Bird, and we're individuals with our own individual dexterous talents. And that's the thing we really have to do, is break the remote of all this stuff and open up. Your wisdom, insight, understanding, talents, and imagination will all rise you out of the remote control of your life. I woke to understand and admit everybody is remotely controlled by something, because rules and laws exist that control us. The president, CEOs, all the way down to me. We have outside sources controlling us. Yes, we are. But the thing I really opened up to is stop telling people what to do. Stop being told what to do. Stop listening to the I want you to, and really open up to stop complaining about your life. Because you are the innovator of your life, to right where you are now. You are the innovator. So as you move forward, you can be the innovator, the inventor, whatever you desire. But stop complaining, because you complain in the same old delusional drain of all your innovative talents. And so when you complain, you fall into the remote control of yourself. And that's something else we're going to feature. We're going to break the remote control of our own self-pity me pattern. When I was growing up, I was too wanting to be a know-it-all and egotistically arrogant to listen. And that is one of the remote controls from within us, is egotistical arrogance and know-it-all ignorance and wanting to be somebody in society. I used to be that. Now I don't care. I stopped caring. And then I rose to the listening for the clarity of pure liberation for me to understand and admire my rising out of socialized bluffing BS into following the rule, to stop following the rules of fools, as I open up my campaigner's fool to feel free, optimistic, opening love to flow through my veins of fame, wakens me to stroll, to break the remote control of society's school system, institutionalized education, corporate brainwashing, and media BS. Now I'm going to break another remote just so that you can see that go away. So as we go forward with life, we wake to understand, I liberate myself to walk away from self-help, followerocracy, personal growth, sheepocracy, self-help, and herdocracy of following everybody to do the same thing. Because I got into network marketing. That's like sheeple. One follows the other. And that's something I really starting to understand with personal growth, self-help, self-improvement. It's a follower's folly, because you do as I say. But here, when you're doing something and following somebody verbatim or doing what they're doing, there's one person being left out of that, and that's your unique talents, because you're following their footsteps, but you're also following their limitations and their viewpoints and opinions. See, that's one thing I really opened up to about self-help, personal growth, and self-improvement. You're always following somebody and trying to do what they do, and then when it doesn't turn out right, you get mad and frustrated and quit. That's why sovereign expansion, and I'm going to get more into that, but sovereign expansion, liberation, and political incorrect inspiration and cowboy wisdom, you discover you. And that's cowboy wisdom hypnoacuity. And just to be clear, self-help, personal growth, and self-improvement moved me sideways. I never rose above where I was. It just got easier to tolerate rather than, and manipulate rather than expand, energize, and enterprise my dreams. And the world is controlled by institutionalized education, college knowledge that thinks it has the answers and solutions for everybody. And corporate thinking and PhDs, they look at people like we have something wrong with us. Here's the thing, you have zero wrong with you. You just never been showed your talents, and you never got to discover your unique talents in imagination, innovation, because you can never use think, know, learn, change, heal, create, and transformation in imagination and wisdom, because them all have subconscious representation. You have to discover a liminal lingo like expand, energize. See, them are beyond the subconscious frozen in time representations. That's one thing the world really does. They want to look at us like we have something wrong with us, and they have a fix. Well, they ain't fixed them. They ain't fixed themselves. Whenever you hear the words program, fix, tools, be opening to walking away, because I worked with tools and I've had to fix things. And once you fix it, it's never now. It still has deal. And I've had quite a few cuts in my 36 years as an electrician with tools. And the thing about it, there's a lot of times you don't have that perfect tool. But when you get, but wisdom, inspiration, clarity, and understanding, you always have the liberating pathway out of it onto your trails of triumph. Wisdom, inspiration, clarity, understanding, imagination, that'll take you to the promised land and unhook the books of the school education, because you're opening up to trust yourself. And that's where this really rises up. And that really open up to see if somebody's telling you what they can do for you, have something wrong with you, and they can fix you. Well, if they're trying to fix you, that means they haven't looked deep into their own spirit's sovereignty and wisdom to expand out of it. Because sovereignty, love, and are equal energy. Everybody is equal. And that's the thing you really have to open up to. Sovereignty is stop being controlled by outside sources. Love is an energy, and wisdom is an energy. And the thing is, if you take think and know out of your life and start opening up to everything as an enterprising energy in your inner prowess, you'll expand out of life. And see, here's the thing. There's never an answer or a solution. There's a temporary thing. But when you walk on a path of enlightenment, you're never looking for the answer or solution. You're looking for the smoother path to travel. And it takes that thinking memory mind out of it, and you get to break the remote control of outside sources. The more we try to please others, the more we're in the remote control of ourselves and the remote control of them, because we want to do something for them to make them happy. Pick me, I did. I was probably one of the worst. And you know, the more, if you listen, I've had to read a lot of books written by people with PhDs. They love telling you about trauma and drama. But there's one word I've never listened to in self-help, personal growth, and all the PhD books I read: liberation, sovereignty. I heard wisdom, but they always had think and know in there, but they never had sovereignty and liberation. And very little about inspiration, because it was mostly motivation. If you get into the inspiration of your inner self, you get to expand through life. So stop pleasing people, because people teach themselves they have something wrong with it. When you're trying to please them, you lack this, you're insecure and immature. Pick me, I was terrible. That's why I wrote a book called Dissolving Pleasing Others. And you know, once you get it and you get an FOFT attitude with your eyes on a forthright focus on your dreamers' paradises and telling everybody to mind their own effing business, you stroll away from them. And don't tell your family and friends. They're the greatest people in the world, but they're not for you. Listen to people that have wore the t-shirt, but they haven't, and they really haven't been stuck in the college medication. Really listen to people I call it rancher wisdom. They done it without the education, and they done it themselves. I'm really not a fan of a lot of the personal growth, self-help, and self-improvement. I stopped listening to it 5 years ago, 10 years ago, because write your books, discover your own path, show the world a way to expand, break the remote control of society and all this bullshit we've been trained with. Just break that remote control. Just break it. And be free and liberated and travel the world in your own carriage of celebrations. You know, the more I expand through this, the more liberated I become, because I stop listening. This is me. You do your own thing. I don't listen to anything with program, change, heal, create, and transformation, forgiveness. I want the liberation of freeing words. And also break the remote of blaming the outside world and breaking and shaming yourself. So let's break the remote on blaming the outside world and shaming yourself. There, see, now we're broke. Well, now we're ready to rock and roll with a robust, optimistic, loving life lure. You know, we get so caught up in overthinking and stressing out, making plans, structure, designing our day and all this. And then when it goes awry, we get stressed out, mad, and angry. Take the word, instead of plans and structure, make a defined outline and make your daily stroll rather than a plan. Just say it's a daily stroll of success, tantalizing, relaxed, optimistic lure, loving life, but a stroll of just relaxation. You know, you relax and expand into everything. You get stressed out and anxious into yesterday's same old complaining drivel. So you can let go of that. You can open up to a better way. And plans are made by everything you think you know, you can think of, and then put into a computer. But what we forget is the daily life and the scamper onto the field of construction. It's going to show you everything you lack: wisdom, talent, everything. So when you make an outline with a strolling, trend-setting relaxation, you're open to listening. And instead of trying to be in charge and busy, productive, be in charge and control, just be simple, facilitate it, participate in the day, because there's something I learned this week. It's called indigenous ingenuity, because your daily life is going to show you a better way. And it's also going to show you some words, wisdom, images that's going to open up and show you a better way to do it. But we're so busy being productive and busy, productive, and large and in charge and controlling nothing, that we get stumped and bumped and stressed. And then we get anxious, and then we get mad and angry, and then we want to quit. Well, stop that. Just break that remote control. Just break it. That's all you got to do to it. Now we're going to break the remote control of setting boundaries. Because boundaries, I'm going to emphasize this, is a subconscious limitation. And the boundary you're really setting is inside you, but the boundary and whatever you're afraid of is inside your subconscious representation. Be open to asking, why am I apprehensive? Where's the wisdom? Why is this occurring for me? Ask some questions that bring it to now. And if you don't like it, just say F off. That's the attitude. Because everything you're hiding from is inside you. Everything you're blaming on the external world is your subconscious frozen in time representation and your ancestor survival limitations. And that's something I really opened up to. Is I still have my ancestors way back, who knows how far, limitations and survival mode thinking in my life. And limitation comes from your parents, society, school years, your self-embedded fears of having to know before you go. And that just stalls you out in what is ever, just stalls you out. So I move forward, all fears and scaredy cat brattiness, backbiting, egotistical arrogance, and all negativity, know-it-all ignorance, my victimitis, crapitis, complaining about life. Now I broke that remote. So let's just break that remote. We're breaking remotes because we're being free and liberated today. And the only thing that can really control you is whatever you allow. When you break free in pure liberation, you lionize internal brilliance, energizing rebellious audacity, tantalizing internal optimistic nerve to stroll through life. Something else I really want to emphasize. We get all caught up in challenges, chaos, adversity. Anything we think is out of the normal of our comfort zone is something that we just become frustrated and angry about. But here's the thing. Everything outside of your comfort zone is an awakening. Chaos, challenges, adversity, people that you don't like, they're all awakenings. So when you can awaken to the awesome wisdom, appreciating keen energy, naturally invigorating now born gumption, sharply opening a crisp, fresh understanding to esteem, your life events, encounters occur for you to expand of imagination, inspiration, intuition, innovation, and unlocking and unleashing your unique trailblazer talents that rise from within you. And now we break another remote control. We're going to set ourselves free to energizing our dreams. There we go. We're going to energize our dreams. Because I woke today listening and witness and understanding my indigenous ingenuity to accusatively eavesdrop on the airwaves of the unseen, the unknown, the unexampled images, words, and wisdom. I witness and hearken to smell my outre sea breezes of savvy. Outre is beyond the boundaries. Savvy I experience on my daily stroll. You never want to walk. You want that stroll. You want to be a rock and roll stroll, just a dance and prance through life. And stroll that invigorates nirvana, dawns, endeavoring nomadic omnificence, unwind supernatural imaginative gifts that are within you, and trains a new vogue within you. Coloring your tabula rosa treasures. Tabula rosa is a clean slate, so you can design it, color whatever you want. And unleashes your ubiquitous, intuitive, trail breaker, yes, a pizzazz. To fathom and esteem, life is words, images, and wisdom. Or acuity, because that's keenness of inspiration, visions, and listening. Everything you desire is within you. When you awaken to understand, you broke the remote controls to be the light waves of liminal imagination, galvanizing hellraiser's tenacity, wisely appreciating visionary epiphanies, strolling through life down to your beaches of bountiful bliss to smell the success. And one thing I really want to emphasize, you are a success right where you're at. I don't care. Take the society's meanings and definitions out of life. Be a success right where you start, so you're successful all the way up. See, we're so ingrained with that, so ingrained with just having to be right, and this is this, and this is this. Throw that educated programming in the sewer of never do and watch it float away. Open up to your adventurous agility, fashion designer dexterity that dawns insight, clarity, and understanding. Eavesdropping on the universe's airwaves of wizardry and indigenous ingenuity of your daily scenery that stimulates canny, enterprising wizardry, energizing, rebellious, as a pizzazz, jazzy, dancing dreamers, daredevilry, as you open your hellraiser's heart, engendering rebellious, articulate revelations, titillates your soul savvy omnificence. Omnificence is the most powerful creation there is. Unleashes your liminal hymns of harmonizing yazzy magical nirvana mystique. To understand and admire, you are unique, unsheath, native ingenuity, quixotic, ubiquitous, electromotive magnetic aura, animates ultra bright rainbow colors around the earth. As your crown of light beams, liminal intuition, gleaming, you float, feeling love, optimism, appreciating today. Gleaming, harmonizing, trailblazer bravado, teams your steaming, pure liberation, sovereign expansion, politically incorrect inspiration, cowboy wisdom, with your eyes on your moneyed up, accomplished outcome. Shines your sassy smile of gusto gratitude, gleams your core celebration, beams your fervor essence, embellishing love, enjoying life, basking in the sun, sensing serene tranquility, quiet, relax with you from inside out as you say thank you to the world. But really break all the remote controls of the outside society. Just break it and become the light waves of, well, just be your big old fiber optic cable of celebration, because you can be the light wave going through there to energize your dreams your way. Thank you. I am Robert A. Wilson with Cowboy Wisdom Hypno Acuity. My website is mycowboywisdom.com. My email is robert@mycowboywisdom.com. And my phone number is 702-755-9410. Thank you. Good night. May your life be as abundantly blessed as you are a beautiful blessing to me and the world.